Welcome to the shit show.
Is that good? Monet dance? I don't know how to do it.
You don't need to, because it's bad.
It is bad.
Look.
Go ahead. You can.
I was going to say, look, it's funny that Will Ospreay's doing it, and it's cute, because look at Will Ospreay and newest member to the women's division, Mercedes Moné, as your newest champion. You know, we're mingling and all that. Yeah, it's objectively still shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bad dance. It's bad, but what isn't bad right now is AEW. Tom, I had an introspective moment just before we were starting this. I thought, man, I remember a couple months back now when there was this discussion of releasing the all-in footage and everybody was like, whoa, AEW's in a bad way, right? And I remember thinking back then, I was like, man, I hope things don't get, like, bad, right? And things don't get worse. And I think from that day, Tom, they've gotten better every single time I've put them on my television or we went live to the event. I feel like they just keep getting better every time. Tonight was no exception. Double or Nothing was no exception. We're going to talk about all of those things. We're also going to talk to folks in the chat right now. We got Jeffrey Todd in the chat. We are your favorite Jeff's favorite podcast. No other podcast has as many Jeffs like them as we do right here. You can take that to the bank. Don't fact check us. Jeffrey Todd says, was at the Twins versus Royals game. Had to leave early because the Royals are destroying the Twins. At least I still have the All Elite Wrap-Up. And yes, that kind of happens sometimes when you play the Royals this year, apparently.
35-22, second in the division. By the way, we're 3.5 games back from first, but currently, as we're recording right now, the Rockies are beating the Guardians, who are in first place. We coming on that butt. Huh? We going to come on that butt? Huh? We getting you.
What did you say? You're going to do what?
You heard me.
Okay. All right. Breeze in the chat says, yo, Breeze, welcome. I think this might be a new person. I'm not familiar with this person. Hope you'll stick around. Oh, it's Breezy. I'm old. Tom, I'm old. Maybe my contacts are old. I don't know. We're going to talk about AEW tonight. I'm excited. As I said, Double or Nothing was this weekend. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was really great. Tom, Dynamite was awesome. Dynasty was awesome too. We were there because we're ballers. Breezy says, indeed. So all good. Glad to be here. Right? Yeah. Awesome.
Great.
This is fun.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. We like to talk to folks, which brings me to something, Tom. Unless you have some major announcements to bring, I'd like to talk to
You're burying the lead here. Okay, pal. We'll talk about Double or Nothing. What we're going to do, just for the audience, as far as the layout of the show, we're going to talk Dynamite.
Yeah, nobody wants to know about this.
Then we're going to talk Double or Nothing. However, if you're new to the show, thank you so much for joining us. We do a picks for AEW pay-per-views. The loser has to wear a Jeff Jarrett shirt because it's Jeff Jarrett, right? Who wants to wear that? So, at the last pay-per-view, Dynasty, Tim lost and had to wear the Jeff Jarrett shirt.
This one right here.
And Double or Nothing, look who's wearing it again. How fun is that?
It came down to Mercedes Moné versus Willow. And I remember thinking, I was like, we should just be different. Why not? Let's go on an off chance that maybe we're wrong in both. Because I was like, no way Mercedes Moné doesn't win this. But I thought, maybe I'll just give myself a shot in the dark here. And oddly enough, it came down to that. Had I not picked that different, Tom, would your tiebreaker have been the Adam Copeland Malachi Black match?
Yeah,
probably. And I probably would have won, and you would have been wearing this shirt. Damn it! See, I tried to give the fans something, Tom. I tried to do it for them, and then look what happens. I got to wear this shirt, this abomination, this shirt, which again, they managed to like print off-centered and cockeyed.
That's the thing that's the most annoying about the shirt.
You have to kind of
it is.
You have to kind of lean like that a little bit.
Oh my God.
Breezy said, I thought Malachi was winning that. So did Tom, but in the end, it didn't matter in our picks game, unfortunately. If you want to hear all of those, you can go back to last week. But I am wearing the shirt, and that sucks. But I think, Tom, is Forbidden Door in this game? Do we include Forbidden Door in this game? Do I have a chance at reprieve here in
Well,
about just about 30 days? I know it's rough, right?
Yeah,
it's a rough one.
we can make a judgment call, because if we're getting, and no offense, but again, anyone who's new or anyone who's listened long enough, you will know, the longtime listeners, we're not New Japan people. Like, legitimately,
Right.
when we say we watch AEW, that's what we're watching. And don't come at me with this tribalism, watch all wrestling. That's not a thing in anything else, right?
Right.
No football fan is told to watch Canadian football. They watch the NFL. Okay. So don't come at me with the you don't watch. Okay. We watch, look, our spirit animal is Nick Gage. So if you ever want to know where we're coming from, yeah, we'll watch some GCW. But with that being said, going to Forbidden Door,
we're not exclusive only, you know what I mean? But like, we don't watch it any kind of regularly at all.
But to go to Forbidden Door, if there's some matchups between like two New Japan talents, either tag teams or singles,
yeah, we can't know that. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe I'll have a chance at reprieve here in 30 days, but it is what it is. But before we get into kind of what happened at Dynamite last night and the fallout from Double or Nothing, which both of those shows were awesome, we like to always start the show by talking to the fans first, right? So we've invited folks from the start of this, since this rebrand to All Elite Wrap-Up, to contact us, right? Get in the chat like Breezy and Jeffrey Todd are doing over here when we do this show live. Normally we do this Thursday nights. Sometimes we got to do it Wednesday nights after Dynamite, but get in the chat there, or you can catch us on Threads at all_elite_wrap-up. Tom is firing away the tweets, or excuse me, the threads during the shows, right? The pay-per-views, the weekly shows, all that stuff, the collisions, the rampages, the dynamites. And so that's fun. Engage with us there. And then you can send us an email, which is one of the funnest ways, right? Because then you're going to have a more long-form chance to be heard, right? You can type it out. You can send me an audio clip, or you can send me a video, and without fail, Tom, you know who it is. It's our senior European correspondent, Ash Hendricks, here with another call. And this is awesome. I'm glad to get to this. And everybody listen up, because Ash is going to show you how to do it right here.
Senior European correspondent in the building. I think I've complained about this before, but I'm going to have another complaint about it again. A big pet peeve of mine is when companies try and push wrestlers, but when they're not ready to go to the top, they just have them wrestle top wrestlers and lose. I hate it when that happens, because it's really not proving a point here. Like, we've been told on TV multiple times that Takeshita is like a great wrestler and he's one for the future and all that, and that's great. Obviously, you have to wait, and he'll have his time is coming. But what's the point of having him lose? What's the point of having him lose to these top guys? Because for the time being, it makes him seem that... Sorry, my watch was talking to me. It makes it seem that he ain't shit. So I don't quite understand that. They put him in a prominent role, so why not pull the trigger and let him win? You know what I mean? I mean, obviously New Japan ain't gonna let someone that came from DDT beat their fucking champion, but come on, why even put Takeshita in a position for him to lose anyway in the first place? You know what I mean? Is there anyone else that he could have worked on this show? It just makes no sense. John Moxley came into the ring looking like the Mummy, already injured, and pulled out the dub. It makes Takeshita look stupid, bro. Dumb. Anyway, that was me for now. I'm currently watching Double or Nothing. Mercedes Moné is about to literally get in the ring now. I'll probably do another voice note prior towards the show. Anyways, guys, have a good one, and I don't know.
Thanks for that at the end, Ash. And again, you can play along too. aewrapup@gmail.com is the email. Send us an audio clip, video clip, type it out, whatever. We'll talk about what you want to talk about, because sometimes, hey, look, we're just two guys, right? We can get in our own echo chamber. Sometimes we want to hear what others have to say about things. Different perspectives, right? Diversity is the spice of life, right, Tom? So Ash's call here, you know, and he specifically points out Takeshita as an example of what he's talking about here, but like this kind of... This is the star of the future. Everybody be ready. Here we go. Put him up against the star of now, and not a shot in hell are they going to get the win, right? And so does it make it cheap? Is the TV time and the match against a guy like Moxley better than nothing, or a match against a mid-carder? Like, what's the deal here?
So I think the purpose of that match in the pay-per-view, and again, we'll talk about Double or Nothing here in just a moment, but I do think that the purpose of that match is to show Takeshita should have beat Moxley, but he listened to Don Callis, which then cost him the match. I think that's the story they're wanting to tell, is Don Callis got involved. he cost his client the match,
Yeah.
but he's got to spin it to keep him in the family, yada, yada, yada. Two things. One, if that was the outcome, could have been saved for a Collision, Rampage, or Dynamite, because the pay-per-views are just too long. And two, I do agree. I think it's okay when you jump up on the scene and you come from DDT, for example, and your first match is against Eddie Kingston, you give him a hell of a fight, but you lose. Hey, there's a guy. But Takeshita, and I know he beat Kenny Omega twice or whatever, but if you look at the whole breadth of his AEW career, he loses. And so that's where, I don't take it credible as a competitor for any type of championship, unless it's one of the really lower ones, right? The TNT or something
Continental.
like that.
He was going up against Okada for the Continental title. I'd be like, okay.
No, I would still say Okada.
Maybe not right now. Yeah, Okada's too spotlight right now with the Elite storyline. But let's say the International Championship before this debacle that happened with that.
Yeah.
Even then, if it was still Adam Copeland, I don't know.
Well, that's the TNT.
Oh, that was TNT. That's right. International right now was Roddy Strong into.
Yeah.
No,
Ospreay.
it can't be Ospreay either. Yeah, he's got to lose to Ospreay.
Well, we'll talk about
ROH television title. It is.
Well, ROH heavyweight champion beat Mark Briscoe. I can believe that.
Could do that.
But,
yeah, you could do that.
I just think it's not great when they just continually lose. And that was the moment to beat Moxley, because Moxley losing at this point in his career does him no harm. He could lose kind of like Bryan Danielson, 10 matches in a row, and then win the championship, and everyone would be like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Well, he could just cut one promo about, I'm focused now. We'd be like, yep.
Yep, here he is. He's coming back. Yeah.
Yes. Stab somebody with a fork.
Yeah, so I thought that's why we were doing this on a pay-per-view, but because we didn't, that's where I was like,
I thought he'd get the win mostly because it was the Eliminator match, right? So he doesn't win the title, right? Like Ash is saying, New Japan's like, no, but there could even be a state where New Japan's like, no, he can't even beat our champion, right? Like, we're not allowing that, right?
Yeah.
So that could be the case too. Interesting, as you pointed out, Don Callis involved here again, and man, Don Callis is a busy man. We're going to talk more about Don Callis as well. But yeah, Takeshita, I don't buy much of it either. Again, I think he's good, right? But fine.
We'll talk about the Don Callis family. I think the Don Callis family is a little bit directionless, but
I think it needs to be less family and just a few more clients, right? A little more Paul Heyman-esque, less Bobby Heenan or whatever that was. Yeah.
Let's put a pin on it, and we'll get into it in a little bit.
We'll get
so
there.
let's get to Dynamite. We're going to talk about Dynamite because it just happened. It's the freshest thing on our mind. After that, then we'll cover whatever happened from Double or Nothing. A guy got caught on fire. And we'll talk about all that stuff later on. But as we talk about tonight's AEW Dynamite, it kicked off with the new TBS champion. And let's just blend a little bit because we don't need to do the whole, and then as we mentioned, right, we'll blend it a little bit here. So we got Mercedes Moné as our new TBS champion. She comes out for a title celebration at Double or Nothing. She beats Willow Nightingale. After the match, Chris Statlander turns on Willow. Stokely Hathaway aligns himself with Chris Statlander. Willow loses her best friend, her manager, and her title. If you go back and look at the match, there's obviously key points where Willow had Mercedes beat, but because of Stokely and Chris Statlander just happened to get involved, that's then led to her demise. With all that being said, we have the TBS title celebration. What did you think of the match? What did you think of the outcome? And what do you think about kicking it off with Mercedes Moné?
This is one of the saddest times I may ever do this, Tom.
Willow!
Just so sad what happened to Willow. Man, so all the times we've shit on AEW for the camera crew and the production team not knowing what the story is, right? They didn't do that here, right? Like we got them like stopping the ref, right? Her looking for the, the count, right? Then them sitting there giving each other the stank eye, right? And then later we think it's, Stokely going on a rant and being an asshole, and Statlander's going to stand up for her, and then whap. beautifully done, right? Everything, everybody on point. Want to commend them for that. Really good, man. I thought this was done well in that regard, right? And I like that. I do like that I like more of the singular idea of manager leading a person, right? Manager can have a couple clients, right? I feel like, or you have a tag team or whatever, or maybe you lead a small faction or something, but like, you know, getting Stokely away from like, and now I've got 14 people with me at every time, I think is better. I think it's good. We'll talk later about Statlander though, and Stokely with that, but now we get Mercedes Moné opening the show. I thought, right, fine, right? Again, this is their big money person. Everybody, you know, apparently likes the dance and the chants. Not everybody, but this crowd was into it. This crowd was on fire tonight too, as well. So they were into this. Yeah, fine. I mean, we're good. I think, you know, we've shit talked Mercedes Moné a lot, but I think you're right, man. If we get her in the ring more, way better, right? The storytelling of the match was great from the pay-per-view. Here she did a great job too, right?
Oh yeah,
she's very believable. Like again, well-practiced, seasoned veteran, top-notch, good stuff here. What are your thoughts now, leading into all this? Where this soup that we have of all these?
Yeah.
Things?
So with Willow, I don't know, right? Because one thing that maybe doesn't work in her favor in regards to storyline is she was tweeting during tonight's Dynamite. So it's like, you know what I mean? If you're not on the show, I don't really want to hear from you, because that would mean, in my mind, that you could be at the show, unless I'm told otherwise, right? A concussion doesn't allow her to fly to the city we're in tonight, right? But nothing was said to that. So if you're tweeting, I'm like, then why the fuck aren't you there, right? I agree with you. Mercedes Moné, the best version of Mercedes Moné is wrestling. Personal, right here. Come at me with all the hate. I don't care. It's how I feel. Wrestling's big enough to where we can all have these opinions. But if Mercedes Moné never spoke, I think she'd be my favorite female wrestler. Right? She's a very good wrestler. Legitimately, every aspect other than her wrestling annoys the piss out of me. I just don't like anything. The like unearned arrogance, living off of a match from 2015, all of this, I'm the greatest of all time. What? I can name 15 wrestlers right now, female wrestlers that are better than you.
That are better than you, yeah.
Currently even too. But just so anyway,
no, I think she's an A player, right? Like she's definitely like somebody you'd pick early in a draft of female wrestlers, right? But like, because I mean, marketability, you know what I mean? Like all this stuff, right? Like all that stuff, you know. But I always took offense to this like idea of like, you weren't the game. Like WWE's Women's Revolution didn't happen because they were like, man, nobody can stop this Sasha Banks train.
Right.
Taking the world by storm. That was manufactured. Now, she was good. You had to be good, right? Like, you had to get better. You had to, and she's a super fan of the business and industry and all that. So it applied to all that, and she did a great job through all of this, right? The promo work, again, very practiced, very cue card reading, but better.
This tonight was better. This tonight was the most natural that she sounded that I can recall.
It's getting better, right? You know, would have to, right? She practices, right? Like, we're not saying she's a shit bag, right? I mean, but it's just like, you know.
But in this promo that she does to kick off the show, essentially she does like, I was kind of doing a heel thing, but now I'm babyface, because she says, hey,
we did flip
Willow,
that real fast.
Yeah, go kick her ass when they come back, right? I told you they weren't any good. Okay. And then this is kind of like where we do too many things too quick. So out of the blue, just kind of interrupting this celebration, we get a Sky Blue up on the big screen saying like, remember who attacked you? That was me. And guess what? I did it again. Haha. And she attacks her from behind. She holds the TBS championship. Right? So let's put a pin in that. We'll get into it in a second. We move on and we go back to a shot from earlier today, because again, we're recording this as soon as it ended. That we see the Young Bucks and Okada arrive in their car, and then Jack Perry has a scapegoat bus. Let's put a pin in that as well, and let's talk about the Double or Nothing match when they do their promo later on in the night.
We'll
get to that.
That'll be great.
So that's how we saw them, and then we get our first in-ring action from the retaining champion at Double or Nothing, our heavyweight champion, the men's heavyweight champion, Swerve Strickland, and here he's taking on Kill Switch. And get a good match here. It's a HBO House of the Dragon, which if you're going to do a House of the Dragon, logically you have to have Luchasaurus. Like, I think that was perfect, right?
That
like,
makes sense.
That was what
I didn't even put the two together, but that's of course. Right.
Yeah.
Guy looks like a dragon, god damn it.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, yes, a dragon in a dragon match. You don't put Miz in a fucking zombie match and then have him get 8. Dumb fucks. You put a dragon in a dragon match. Or dinosaur, however you want to call it.
I mean, look, the Miz getting eaten by zombies. I mean,
Then he just shows back up. Hey, everything's fine.
that was the thing. Yeah, he should have been a zombie. Yeah. Zombie Miz.
Nah. Yeah, easy. But in this match,
somebody give me the pencil, goddammit.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it. Don't tempt me with a good time. I can write anything you need. Swerve Strickland, I did like this. This was a good finish. So we get the house call into the stomp, kick out at 2. Then Swerve does another house call, and that beats Luchasaurus, Kill Switch.
I thought that was a real good way to make Kill Switch still look strong without having to get cheated, or anything like that. Good moment, though, because Swerve got to look around being like, this bitch still.
Yeah.
All right. Correct.
Yeah.
And just get him again.
Now, post-match, I want to get your thoughts on this. So, obviously, at Double or Nothing, Swerve Strickland defeats Christian Cage. But post-match on Dynamite here, Prince Nana comes in with scissors, hands them to Swerve Strickland. Swerve cuts some hair from Kill Switch, Luchasaurus again, and takes it because, again, if you remember, he, Luchasaurus, ripped out a dreadlock from Swerve Strickland. Now, my question to you is, does this lead to anything, or are we done?
Man, it feels like the only way, I feel like, okay, if you're going to say Kill Switch now can't go back after Swerve because we're doing Swerve Ospreay, then the way you do this is now we got to do the Kill Switch gets away from the family storyline. Mm-hmm. Christian's going to be like, you suck. You let that guy steal, your hair. No, my other boy wouldn't have let that happen, right? Nick Wayne's over there like, yeah, I never would have let that happen. You know what I mean? Just reaming him until we get, Tom, I'm a dinosaur!
I'm a dinosaur! I swear on everything, I will streak down the entire city of Kansas City. I will go throughout Jackson County.
The Missouri
ass
side.
Naked.
All right, yeah.
Whatever. I'll go even on your side.
Yeah, both of them.
I will, fucking the whole city, 2 of them. Mm-hmm. And just yell in celebration. I think I would go Riddler crazy. You know how, like, the Riddler, when he got put in the, halfway house and he was just in that bin just laughing, like, I know who Batman is, right? I would just be like, hey, listen to the podcast. They listen to the podcast. I know they do. Like, that's all I would be doing. It's just in a little corner of a room, just saying that all the time.
Fuck your mama 2 times is in the chat. He says the stomp is too much setup and waiting. I agree to some extent. I think you really got to have the opponent kind of, out. And by the way, that's still the greatest name of all time in the comments there.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. I will say this. Lately, since Dynasty, since he beat Samoa Joe, he's taking too much time, in my opinion, standing up on the turnbuckle, kind of like, isn't this fucking cool? Because as Fuck Your Mama 2 times says, the other guy has to be upright. It's not a thing where they can just act dead. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, they have to be upright. So you can't be, hey, everyone, guess what I'm about to do? You got to hit it, right? Yeah. The house call, the suddenness of the house call, I love. I think that's cool. You can hit it from anywhere. He did that to counter a spear from Christian at the pay-per-view at Double or Nothing. Christian goes for the spear and Swerve does the house call as a reverse. Thought that was really cool. So if we're going to pick finishers, I think actually we should go house call. But I do like the stomp to be like the exclamation point on a feud, right? So let's just say he wants to truly end this feud with Christian Cage. He could do what he did to Keith Lee and do the stomp with a brick in his, whatever. Like, that's
the cinder block or whatever it was, right?
Right. Yeah. Whatever it was.
Where his big head broke the cinder block.
Yeah.
I do feel like we need to take a pause though, and I just want to make sure that like I liked how you said "fuck your mama" 2 times there earlier. Like it was almost like when a news reporter, right, is saying something on the scene. You were like, and then "fuck your mama" 2 times said. Right, you guys have to emphasize.
Well, how else would you say?
No, so I love the enunciation that we hit with it.
Oh, you want me to just all of a sudden? You want me to be like the standard white guy where I'm just
no, you went over white on it. You went
no,
over
but what I'm saying is I am a white guy. What I'm saying is do you want me to do the like standard white guy where I'm like, hey everyone, does everyone want carditas? Like I just say what the fuck.
No, I kind of like it. I want you to go further into this over whiting it up is what I want you to do.
I might
yeah, that's what I want. I want you to like
I
fully
might.
be like fuck your mama 2 times.
Yeah. I might do it.
I like it.
So then in Dynamite, we got Tony Schiavone announces that Mercedes Moné will defend. I love it. Yeah, who cares? Hey, if you're sticking around, you're one of us. That's what I
exactly
love.
Right.
We don't need this fluff of like, we need to reach more people. I don't want to reach them.
Got to be a little bit mentally deranged with us.
Yeah, if you're not with us, I don't want you with us. You know what I mean? Tony Schiavone,
you're not with us, you can miss us, right? That's
exactly. Yeah. But Tony Schiavone announces that Tony Khan has made it official: Mercedes Moné versus Sky Blue tonight.
Yeah. Was this the announcement for the announcement? Was that the
exactly? And then we get right into it, and John Moxley cuts a promo, and he goes, "Rocky Romero, I'm going to cut your head off. Anyone from New Japan, suck it." Right? Fine. We get him in action later on in the night. Then we go to the debuting segment, TV Time, with Chris Jericho. Big Bill introduces Jericho. Tell me your thoughts. I want you. Yeah.
I don't want this regularly. Like, I don't need this 4 or 5 weeks running straight, but I liked this moment, right? Man, Jericho does this, right? Like, he finds a way to make you still be like, all right, that was good. Like, God damn it. Like, I don't like this guy. Like, I want him to stop. But he finds a way. He does. We were just saying that a few weeks ago. We were like, isn't this the guy who used to, like, have his finger on the pulse of what the fans thought and knew when to switch it up? And then right after we said that, he leaned hard into this gimmick. And, man, he found every cheesy shit saying, you know what I mean? Like, every kind of quasi-fake motivational bullshit thing you could think. Every line was some nonsense, right? That he was just like, as you know, you got to keep trying, or like all the shit. I can't even remember all of it. It was just, it was great. And then even Big Bill's getting in on it, right? Where he's like, you could call it a bad apple, right? And he's like, that's right. Like just, it was almost like the very early Bray Wyatt, like house, like just cheese. It was almost Pee-wee's Playhouse level of like, yay, right? Just, used car salesman nonsense. It was great.
And then did you catch he keeps calling Jericho, that is, Big Bill, the Redwood.
Yeah, and the Redwood. It's all tree stuff now, too, which is great.
Yeah.
Love it.
So I shared a photo that I saw online earlier in the day on our Threads account, and it's called the Jericho Cycle of Life. And this is how it goes. Starts off with, oh, God damn it, Jericho reinvented himself, and he's being meta now. Goes to, well, actually, this is kind of funny, not going to lie. Then it goes to, okay, Chris, don't overstay your welcome. To, why won't he fuck off? Back to, oh, God damn it, Chris Jericho reinvented himself, and he's being meta now. Right? Yeah. So we're at the part where it's, actually, this is kind of funny, not going to lie. Right?
I think we're quickly going to circle back down, though, to the, like, okay, don't overstay your welcome. I don't think this one's got long legs.
Well, here's the thing that I hope happens from this learning tree, because a learning tree teaches, right? It's a teaching thing. It's a teaching metaphor, right? So in this segment, Big Bill introduces Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho then introduces the bounty hunter, Brian Keith. Now, at the pay-per-view, Double or Nothing, the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, came in, cost not Sakuraba, excuse me. Hook and what is his name? I'm Tazusha. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, Shibata.
Shibata, there it is. So sorry about that. Yeah. I watch a lot of Japanese mixed martial arts.
All I could think of was the Google Translate, and I was like, why am I blanking on it?
So here is a little bit of a disappointing thing I'll share from Double or Nothing that led into Dynamite. I was hoping that the bounty hunter would just be thanks Jericho for the money and then be a bounty hunter. Here in the segment, though, he says the stereotypical no one respects Jericho. And now he's in the learning tree.
Yeah. It doesn't fit. He's the bounty hunter. He even dresses up full fucking, cowboy, Red Dead Redemption bounty hunter, right? So, like, it would have been even better if he comes in there and he's like, so tell people, why did you want to join the learning tree? And he'd be like, I didn't, you paid me. Give me my money.
For the $5,000.
Right? And then he's like, oh, yeah, here, yeah, sorry, thanks anyway. You know what I mean? And then he leaves. And then we get that, like, Acclaim comes out, or was that, or not the Acclaim situation. Hook, right? Hook, and you could have had, like, then Jericho could have been like, hey, another 5, right? Like, you know what I mean? And then the bounty hunter comes back, you know what I mean? Like, to kind of stand in the way or something. Like, it didn't fit, man. I don't know.
Well, so here's what I hope happens from this learning tree is Jericho can, if he wants to, and what I would advise him to do, because again, he looks like a melting candle. I would advise him to go into a manager role, right? Jericho, the learning tree, helps Big Bill and the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, get matches.
There's no reason.
Win matches.
Yeah, we could do that. And then you could still reserve the, like, Triple H role where Jericho might have to get in the ring once a year, right?
Exactly.
For a big blow off with somebody,
yes.
right? You could do that for 5, 6 more years, 7 more years. And we'd be like, man, whatever. It's the annual Jericho match, but it is what it is.
Or you could make him the final boss in the sense that you have to go through Big Bill 3 times, then you have to go through Brian Keith 3 times, and then you finally get to Chris Jericho at a pay-per-view and fine, right?
Yeah.
So to kind of wrap up this segment, as we said, Brian Keith, newest member of the learning tree, then Hook's music hits. Boom, there's the signal. Hook is walking out. And then Samoa Joe's music hits, and I guess he teleports now? Just out of the blue, he's right in front of Hook's face. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but there he was.
Magic of television.
Well, side note, quick side quest, and we'll get back on track here. The production tonight fucking sucked.
Took a little bit of a step back tonight from
oh my
the
God.
praise I was giving it from recent weeks. Yeah.
And maybe they were nervous. I saw reports online while I was posting on our social media account that Warner Brothers Discovery executives were backstage. So maybe they're like, oh shit. But there were plenty of times where Excalibur was like, we're going to throw to this. Oh, nope. We're going to throw to that, I guess. And then at the end of the show, he's doing all these like, watch this match and this match. And then he goes, I'm sorry, we're going out of chronological order. Saturday, like, yeah, that's a graphics issue, right? And then there was shots missed like this Samoa Joe one. But getting back on track, Samoa Joe then says something to Hook, like, guess what? You're adopted. I don't know what he said. And then Hook follows Samoa Joe up the ramp. I don't know what he said. Could have said it, right? Oh, you're my father. I'll go.
Could have said I'm your real dad.
Don't know what he said.
Or maybe he said this.
I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to steal your weed.
What?
I mean, maybe you're like, no, please don't. Yeah, let's talk this out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what it was. And so then they leave. That's the end of the segment. Then, as mentioned, we have a bit of a flub where we're kind of all over the place, and we show a highlight package that shouldn't have been shown. And then we show the CMLL Women's Champion and New Japan Strong Women's Champion. And boy, sorry, I'm going to butcher this. Yeah. Stephanie Vankwer.
Nailed it.
Obviously. And that's fun. She has 2 titles. She seems really good. Excited to see her. Maybe we see her later in the night.
I do like that they gave us a package, right?
Yes.
Excalibur narrating was fine, right? Gave us a little background. Maybe go like, okay, this is a tough lady here, right? Ready to knock some folks around.
Yeah, knock some tits off. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they showed, for whatever reason, Takeshita's lost to John Moxley, which
I've seen somebody roundhouse kick a left hit off, man. That shit is hard to do.
Hadouken, a right uppercut, and
Yeah.
fucking just do
Fucking
you know.
ovarian delight. Just fucking.
Yeah, man, that would be a fucking cool ass move in a Mortal Kombat. Is if like you could get an uppercut from Jax on Sonya and her boob just flies off.
Right. Yeah.
She falls down.
Right.
That'd be funny.
That would rival the Kansas City cunt punt.
As always, that Kansas City cunt punt is undefeated. Speaking of undefeated right now as the IWGP World Champion, that's Jon Moxley. And Jon Moxley had a world title eliminator match, and he wins. As we move on, Don Callis. What was that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Rocky Romero.
Look, how
I
many
don't
of these
know how
eliminator
this
matches, like every time Moxley wrestles now, somebody like I get the point that like it's always been the case that if somebody beats the champion in a non-title match, they get a title shot. So voila, every match that Jon Moxley wrestles now that isn't already a title match is an eliminator match in that retrospect, right? Like I don't understand this rule.
What did this do? I look, I get Jon Moxley needs to be on your TV show at the Kia Forum because this is a big night. Warner Brothers
Give a hell of a
wants to see
promo.
him. Give the promo. I understand presenting Jon Moxley. What I don't understand is Rocky Romero. This nothing burger of a
We haven't seen this guy win a match in what? I don't know. Like
since black and white television. Like I don't get what the fuck he's doing in AEW. He's a loser. And again, let's time out. Because if there's anyone new, I want you to save your hate comments. I am speaking about the character. Right. I know nothing about the real human. He could be great. He could donate to the homeless. He could,
adopt
play
dogs.
Santa. Yeah, adopt all the dogs. He could be a wonderful human. His AEW character fucking is trash and shouldn't have been on this show at all. So yeah. And then we go back.
This is one of those, like, we got to get 5 more appearances out of Romero before the next week, before the contract's over.
What I read, and again, take everything with a grain of salt. What I read is that he is the vice president now, which apparently we just have unlimited vice president roles in AEW. And now all of a sudden,
well, welcome to corporate America.
And so maybe that's why he's on our team.
My wife is about to get a job as a vice president. So potentially.
Keep the vice president roles going.
Vice president. Hey, everybody's a vice president.
Man, you're a vice president. It's like the Oprah with Carr. Renee Paquette, she's talking to Joe and Hook, and she's like, hey, what was that earlier tonight? And Joe said, we learned our first lesson that we go on our own time. And then they just walk down a hallway.
Yeah.
Walk the other way. Walk the other way.
Yeah, instead of like
keep walking on the shot.
Yeah, right.
Walk past them. Like, whatever. Maybe it was a small hallway. I don't know, but it wasn't good. But Joe's awesome. Joe and Hook is gonna be awesome. That's fun.
Yeah, look, I agree Hook needs something still, right? He's not quite there with the promos and a singular presentation, right? And if it's not going to be Taz, which I can understand, a myriad of reasons of why they wouldn't want it to be Taz, then, yeah, the Jericho thing wasn't quite working. So, I don't know. Joe will be better in that regard, but I still don't.
Well, I
still don't know what the end game for this could be, though, Well,
what I hope is Hook says, hey, remember when you were the champ and I pushed you to the limit? I can beat you now. And then we get the match between the two of them. Whenever that is, I think that's the end game.
Yeah, because at some point, like they'll be rocking and rolling, and then Joe gives some promo where he's like, then me and the little guy here, we're gonna fucking win, and he's gonna be like, what? And then just suplex, right? Just fucking right. Ankle lock over here, fucking. Punch your tit off. All right. Sorry.
All right. Now let's get into what I thought was the most confusing segment of the week. Don Callis comes out and he goes, I'm going to welcome a new member to my family. Okay, fine. And Don Callis says, Orange Cassidy, come on down. And Orange Cassidy comes out. Orange Cassidy beats Trent at the pay-per-view at Double or Nothing, just to wrap that up a little bit. And Orange Cassidy says, Don Callis says, Orange, you're joining the family, right? And he says, no. Okay. Then here's where we get off the rails. I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Wrongness. Yeah.
So then Stokely Hathaway and Chris Statlander come out to say, here's your newest member of the family, Dawn. And Trent's behind Orange Cassidy, and he takes out Orange Cassidy. Then Trent, after beating him up, making him bloody, hugs Don Callis. So maybe I'm dumb. I have mashed potatoes for brains. I have never said I'm smart, although I'm probably smarter than you, but I've never said any of that. But we know what's going. So is Stokely working with Don? Why did Stokely?
So that, oddly enough, would be one of the least confusing parts for me, because that's a guy paying another guy off to help him pull a scam. Where the missing part was the scam, because Don Callis seemed confused by all of this himself.
That's what I'm saying. Like, was it like a, hey, I can do business for you? Yeah, like, can I do business for you? And then again, if you're Stokely, why wouldn't you just say, Trent, join me?
So I love the idea, though, of like, I wouldn't have got to Orange Cassidy just defiantly saying no so quickly, right? I would have had him being like, maybe, but I don't think I need that, bro. It's not my style, right? Like, just being cool, like, I don't need it, whatever. And then you get Statlander. You don't even need Stokely here, even though we love Stokely, and I want him more on my TV.
Big Stoke!
But you just have Statlander come out, right? And she'll be like, listen, be like, I know you may think, he doesn't want to join Don, but I can assure you that my best friend does indeed want to join. And then whap, and then, you could have had Don Callis know and be involved the whole time, or not, right? Even then he could have still been like, all right, fuck it, right? Like, you're good too, right? And then still played that out. Yeah, I think you could have tightened up a few things and still told basically the same thing there. But there was some sloppy connections there, for sure.
Again, if we're going into this is a real whatever it is, right? We're a TV show in the real world of All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, we're going in the kayfabe world here. We believe this is real, right? We're like, hey, these guys are really fighting.
Unless Stokely is saying, I want to only take over the women's division.
Yeah, why wouldn't you have Trent work for you?
Trent with you. You already got Statlander. Right. Wouldn't you want Trent? Right?
Yep.
That was the part. I agree with you. If Statlander just goes out there and it was like, fuck Orange Cassidy, and then come back, because we see them later on in the night, which we'll get to, and then Stokely's like, hey, by the way, what you did out there with Trent and Don Callis, that was cool. But
good. That guy's a chump, Orange Cassidy.
But but we could have used him. And she's like, yeah, that wasn't a good fit for us. Right?
He's off his mind. Like, she could have been like, you can't control him. He's nuts. He's somebody else's problem. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, she could have been like, no, you focus on me, right? Maybe intimidate Stokely a little bit, like, I'm your only fucking client right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
And that could have been cool. I think that would have actually, that kind of worked out a little bit better. So yeah, there we go. We got Trent now in the Don Callis family.
Fuck your mama 2 times here. He does say, yeah, it was confusing as fuck, but I am liking the stat as a heel. By the way, she's been looking amazing lately, he says. She's definitely dressing more provocatively with the heel character. That is for sure. I'm assuming is what he means by that. Just assuming.
So Renee Paquette was backstage, and she's talking to Matt Menard and Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia goes, hey, guess what the fuck I'm going to do? I'm going to beat Will Ospreay for his championship because I'm the fucking man. Cool.
But why was Matt Menard here?
Because I think that's just his best friend, right? Like, it's just like that.
He didn't say a word, did he? He was just like, Well, but I love the promo that Daniel Garcia gave. I like how he's just basically like, he's like, look, I mean, it is what it is. I've decided, like, I've got to fucking crack some skulls around here and get my way. And then when she was like, well, the champ, and he's like, look, honestly, I don't care. Like, I don't care who it is. Champ, I'm coming for you. I like that he's like, and I'm going to take your title. I'm going to beat your ass. And, like, respectfully. Right? Like, just, I like that at the end. Like, respectfully. This isn't personal.
I want that. And you have it. So I'm going to take it. Yeah. With Matt Menard, because the other thing that's also just a little bit weird, it's getting more weird to me, is that he's now also always on commentary if Daniel Garcia wrestles, but like we haven't established that that's his manager or his just anything but a good friend.
Yeah.
I don't get what Matt Menard is. He hurt? Is he done?
So I gave you the idea, the new tag team idea. It's Daddy Ass Billy Gunn.
Oh, yes.
And Daddy Magic Matt Menard. And then we have Ass Magic, the new tag team champions.
Ass Magic.
Ass Magic. There's still a lot of shirts that say Ass Magic on them. A lot. And the promos will be wild.
I bet you they're going to talk about ass if they did promos.
Yeah.
Hey, so then Mercedes Moné defeated Sky Blue for the TBS Championship. That was
Justin
neat.
Floor was in the chat earlier. He says, anybody else feel Sky Blue revealing as Mercedes attacker felt underwhelming? Like all that turned into a throwaway match on Dynamite? Yeah, honestly, I don't think we would have necessarily got the reveal if they weren't like, hey, Mercedes needs a match tonight. And they're like, it's going to be Sky Blue. And remember that thing? Yeah, it was Sky Blue. Easy connection.
Yeah, it was like a, hey, because one thing I will always so far give AEW credit for is if you see something, they pay it off. Even if it's as little as who attacked Mercedes 3 weeks ago, which maybe most of the crowd forgot about, right? They will still say, we tied it up. I give credit when you make stories coherent, right? But yes, to Justin Floor's comment, it was just like and I did it. Bye. Okay, whatever, right? So Sky Blue loses. Look, do we like Sky Blue just because she shows her butt? Is that the whole thing?
I think the fellas in the chat don't mind it. We got Sky Blue equals cake. We got Blue Heart, cake. Looks like some kissy party facing going on. I mean, look, yeah, fuck him up 2 times as I do. I think what they're saying is they wouldn't kick her out of bed again.
Here's what I will say. Watch porn. It's just like, what are you doing? I've never got that. I understand if you're like,
what you mean, yeah.
This person's attractive, right? Like, hey, this character is good, ...
Yeah.
They're also attractive. But if your whole thing is she shows her butt,
yeah,
brother and sisters, I got plenty of websites to show you that show a lot more than just butts.
And fucking mama 2 times says, I watch both.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, and I certainly am not watching. I'm not looking for that, right? I'm definitely. I'll when I see it, I'll be like, oh, that's there, right? Like, forgot about that thing right there. So I get it. I get why some people are like, I like that, but yes, I definitely wouldn't like. I haven't seen anything storyline or character-wise or wrestler-wise where I'm like, we've got to get her on TV over some other folks.
Yeah, and let me say quickly, just side note about myself. Again, longtime listeners may have picked up on this, or I may have said it, but anyone new, FYI, I'm a prude when it comes to that stuff on TV, movies, wrestling. I don't need to see sex scenes. I don't need to see, because again, there's porn, right? I don't need to see dark shadow nipple.
You know what I used to tell people all the time? I hate going to the strip clubs. And people be like, why? You don't want to go to strip clubs? I'd be like, dude, I wouldn't pay for sex, let alone have some woman shake her tits in my face. Like, I'm really not trying to pay for that.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Now, side note, my wife doesn't listen, so it's fine. I used to go every Tuesday to the $1 Million Fantasy Ranch, but that was because I knew the door guy, and they had a great buffet. Shocker, it was tacos, Taco Tuesday. Ha ha ha. But they were really fucking good.
I swear, babe, I just went there for the tacos.
No,
that's all.
I would. Like, I was getting to the point where I was single. I was getting to the point where I was just like, I don't even, like, people are, oh, did you see? I'm like, yeah, that's 2 weeks ago. Did the same thing because I was eating for like $3.
Yeah, look, she's got a whole routine. I've seen it's like stand-up comedians. Like, look, you can only laugh so many times when you heard the joke.
Right.
You know, like,
the punchline is the refrigerator fell over. Like, I've heard.
Yeah,
it,
like
right?
I could tell the joke. Look, I could do that routine. I could get up there and twirl around, and do what she fucking does at this point.
Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, because when you're broke, you will find anywhere you can to get cheap food, and sometimes that's the strip club. So anyhow, I don't like that my entertainment is basically what I'm getting at, because
Justin Flores
you can
says
go
Tom
see-
goes there for the tacos like he goes to the Hooters for the wings.
No, actually, you know what? I went to Hooters. The last time I went to Hooters, fun fact, was before my senior prom. That's where we went for dinner before
Nice.
prom started. Actually, because I'm a G. You know this. Go back to episode 21. You'll know it.
Oh, man, yeah.
That wasn't my prom. I went to my prom with a date. I went to Lee Summit direction.
With a date.
Northeast.
With
west,
a girl.
yeah. And she took me to Hooters, and she
Nice.
paid. She even paid for my rental suit.
Nice.
Pretty.
Nice. Did you get molested this night, Tom? Did you
Last night.
get this night? I said, did you get molested this night?
Oh, you can't molest the willing. What are we talking about?
Breezy said that's a keeper. Right
Yes.
there, that's a keeper. Well, I mean, it's not who Tom's married to now. We'll say that. I don't know where that person is now.
Yeah. And that girl is really, really great. She became a yoga instructor, got married. I think she lives in the Bahamas. Very, very nice lady. Very, very nice lady.
Nice.
Anyhow,
That would be a
what were we
nice
talking
life.
about?
I did some yoga in the Bahamas.
I mean,
Better
yeah.
than
I think she works at
data
a
analytics
like
and
a
shit.
hotel. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think she does
Yeah.
like a I'm the benefit of, coming to this hotel thing, right? Okay. So Monday wins, and then hey, guess what? Stephanie comes out. You know Stephanie. We just saw her earlier. What's her last name? You Google it.
Nailed it.
Stephanie then says, "I got a title," and Mercedes Monet says, "I got a title."
And colored hair.
By the way, is that real? I don't know. Look, another thing that I'm just completely naive on. I don't know real
How
hair
you
from
print, like-
wigs and all stuff.
Yeah.
But are you wearing that like Tuesday at 10:30 in the fucking airport? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's your hair?
Yeah, Breezy says, for real, Tom, is that a wig? Like, yeah, look, I don't know, but I would think the amount, it would have to be wigs because the amount of dyeing would murder your hair with those bright colors and then the letter all the time. Like, you would have to do it like her hair would be destroyed. That shit is terrible for your hair.
Yeah, I don't know. What my wife suggested, because I asked her on Forbidden Door, I was like, hey, is that real? She goes, what women will do sometimes, here you go, we're all learning something here, all of us guys, is they will take the wig and then they will weave it into the real part of their hair.
Right. Yeah.
And there you go.
They kind of do, yeah, like
there you
extensions
go.
or wigs. Yeah. Oh, a lace
It's
front.
called
There you
a
go.
lace front.
There you go.
Learning stuff. Look at that.
Yeah,
This is
look at
not
that.
only fun
See?
and stupid.
This is why we like talking to
educational.
folks in the chat. This is why we like making friends. We want friends.
That is
See?
exactly it. Hey,
Maybe we'll
here's
teach you
another
something
thing.
someday. Maybe.
Eat cheap.
We'll hope.
Here's your shooting star rainbow. The more you know from us, you can eat cheap at a strip club. Renee
Good tacos.
Paquette. Yes. Renee Paquette is outside the trainer's room. We move on. And then Stokely and Statlander push her to the side and like, get out of here. Right. And Hathaway is, hey, I'm a hater. I hate you. I hate everything about you. Good call out from Kendrick, who was calling out Drake. Anyhow, all the stuff. Statlander says, hey, tired of being a protector. Now I'm hunting all you bitches. Pretty cool. Again,
I liked this promo from her, though.
I did too,
was
but
surprised. I was like, oh, man, they haven't let her talk enough if she's got these kind of chops.
But again, here's like this weird, murky, I don't know what we're doing, is Renee Paquette was outside the trainer's room to get an update on Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, what happened to Orange Cassidy? Yeah, we see him later, but like, what? Yeah.
but like they're still putting a thumb on Orange Cassidy. What's the payoff? This is again where if you're not going to do intergender matches, which I actually am kind of okay with, you shouldn't have a guy and a girl feuding like that because they can't wrestle, right? So what the fuck is the payoff?
I mean, but there is something to what you said, like the best friends don't suddenly not know each other anymore. That whole group was
That's
a group.
true.
Like she's
That's
now
true.
she's shitting on Orange Cassidy. She's shitting on Orange Cassidy. fuck that guy on site. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you're waiting on him? Nah, he can't talk right now.
I guess, yeah. I guess maybe I'm getting too deep into the woods of like, what else next, right? Yeah, maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just like, fuck that guy. Okay, I got that.
Maybe.
Hey, we keep it moving, and we get footage from Double or Nothing of the return of Adam Cole, and then the return of MJF.
You fucking swerved me. You swerved me, man. I was about ready to cheer. And
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, you got me.
Well, I mean, Adam Cole's cool too. I do like
Of
Adam
course.
Cole.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this real quick because I got a couple questions for you. One, Adam Cole starts off this segment. Hey, I'm getting healthy. When I'm back, I'm going to remind you why I'm the fucking best. Cool. Then MJF comes out. We do this whole like highlight package of him walking through, I guess, his house, right?
Yeah.
We get the picture of them two that was ripped up, now put together. Okay.
Yep.
But then we just kick Adam Cole in the dick, say, get this guy out of the ring.
Yeah, he says, I'm done with this mask thing, and I'm never, like, are we really, is that a clean break? That really feels, Man, I kind of wonder if Adam Cole's in a situation where he's not going to be a regular guy moving forward, like, day in, day out either, right? Maybe he's got injuries to the point where it's going to be one of those, got to pick my spots. So maybe he can't for right now, right? So it's like, let's just get MJF back on track without people going, well, what about? But, yeah, I mean, is the Undisputed Kingdom still a thing?
Like, well, Roderick Strong's still the champ, and they still have
thing, right? Yeah,
the team and Wardlow.
Sure, yeah. So maybe this might be TMI, but like I had been working around the house all day, right? The day of the pay-per-view, and it was getting ready to like start the pay-per-view, and I had it on the Triller app, and I was watching it there, and on my phone, and I was like, I forget what was going on, but I was like, I'm gonna hop in the shower real quick and then watch the rest of this show, right? And so I was just playing it on the speaker so I could listen. I hear Adam Cole coming out, and I'm like, yeah, Adam Cole doing his thing. And then it goes dark, right? And I'm just like, wait a minute, why did we stop, right? And I literally, I poke my head out the shower curtain to, look at the phone, and I see what's happening. So here I am. I literally got, shampoo on my head. I'm, poking my head out watching this MJF thing going on. And I was like, this is why AEW is great, right? I'm literally, I can't miss this. I'm literally, out the shower, what the fuck is going on? Oh, my God.
Well, awesome. here's one detail though about the Adam Cole thing that you just asked is Undisputed King.
Yeah, and he mentioned them nothing. He didn't say shit about them.
Didn't say. He just said me, I, right?
If we forget they're gone and Roddy's just in charge of those two guys, right? And they're doing their own thing.
What does Wardlow do? What does Wardlow? He just hangs out.
Retire.
I mean, look. The rumor is that Ricky Starks is going to WWE, which I would that would break my heart. Too. Well, no, I don't want him to go there. But Wardlow can.
But I mean, he can go to NXT also, right? Yeah, or go to TNA. They're going NXT too, right?
Yeah, why not do that?
Yeah. That's
okay. So then MJF, getting back to his promo here at Double or Nothing, he says, I'm the best wrestler in the world. Like you said, this mask is stupid.
Doing the full Triple H get up, though.
Get up.
Love that.
And look, the promo was awesome. Now the tattoo
Spray tan was thick.
Well, let's talk about his
tattoo thing
appearance.
Was weird. Yeah.
Well, and I get it. Hey, if you really love it and you tattoo, sure, fine. I'm okay with it. But the payoff is that it's May. We know you're an AEW. He even said, and for you marks that can't catch on, it's you didn't need that. I thought that was a kind of a
we didn't need that at the thing. You could have just said, I'm here, baby, right? You know what I mean?
Or if you wanted to really show off the tattoo, right? If you really wanted to be
put it in the package or something.
No, have that be lights go out, lights come on, big screen. We just see a tattoo on someone's leg.
Getting tattooed even.
Well, yeah. Well, he pulls the leg, the pant leg down, and then it's MJF.
Yeah,
God, right? That could have been it.
I would have done you just see the final bit of the tattoo being done, right? Where they kind of do that wipe away reveal. And then you cut to MJF fucking getting ready. It's on his leg, right? You see it healed. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But here's the thing. And I get MJF is, I don't think he's lying. I think he is a generational type talent. He is must-see
top 5
TV.
favorite of mine all time already.
Yes,
in
he is.
short order. So
Yeah,
good.
he's top 10 for me.
10
100%.
maybe. Yeah. 5 might be a stretch, but yeah.
But man, we couldn't have told him to get a haircut or get a better spray tan. Like
The spray
his
tanning thing,
back,
somebody's got to be honest to this dude. It's bad.
his back was wider than cocaine, and his
This
fucking
dude
chest
looks
was a hot
darker
dog.
than the bottle of Hawaiian Tropic, right? Like this dude is,
But
man.
only on one side. When
Dude,
he
I drink
took
some
his
cold
jacket
brew
off,
lighter than this guy.
well, hold on. But when he took off his jacket, then
Yeah.
his back is white as fuck. Like that's the thing.
What was that? Was that a Seinfeld episode where he kept forgetting to like turn around or something in the spray tan thing, and they kept
Maybe.
like hitting him in
Yeah.
the front or something like that? Yeah,
Maybe
that's kind
that
of what
or-
it looks like. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad, man. Because again, in certain lights, like you can't see it. It almost looks like blackface. You're like, bro, you got to turn it down.
Well, and also you got to get a haircut. You had fucking split ends everywhere. Like you just got done with a bender.
Was he trying to look like Wolverine? Yeah, it looked odd. I don't know
Yeah.
what was going
Get
on
a
there.
haircut. And
Yeah.
God forsaken Christ, you're in Vegas. That's like spray tan capital of the world. You
Yeah.
could have got a really good
You
one.
got a high end
anywhere on
guy,
the
right?
strip.
Aren't you the rich guy? Let's go.
Yeah. Anywhere on the strip. Anyhow, that was my only thing where I was like, eesh, you look like shit. But it was awesome. Great promo. Okay, now let's get into some even more fun. Next up, the Elite come out to celebrate their Double or Nothing victory and then address the TNT title situation. So, this Anarchy in the Arena match was fucking bonkers. You know how I know it was bonkers, Tim? There was an exploding chair shot to a head of a wrestler. Not even mentioned. We don't
Nobody
even
cares.
talk
Yeah,
about
nobody
it.
talks about, like, why was the chair exploding?
Yeah.
Why? Like, where did that? Who built that up? Yeah, I had to tell my boss about it.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him a long diatribe. I sent it to you. I told you, like, so many things happened. I showed my son. I was like, look at this thing. Look at this craziness.
Mhm.
This guy's upside down. They're kicking him in the face with thumbtacks. Look at him.
Yep.
Hitting this guy with a bus. By the way, this guy got hit by a bus the other day. Like, God damn it. Anarchy in the Arena was the most apropos name for this match, right?
Loved it.
Jesus, man.
Loved it.
Every
will
bit.
say-
The best part, too, is the goddamn final countdown ringing across the
Oh.
speakers forever. And the crowd be like, we want music. Just fucking
Yeah.
get that shit back on.
And
Oh,
man, I told you this and I really mean it. That moment in time where Final Countdown is playing, Bryan Danielson, I think, punches Nick Jackson in the head.
Yeah.
He falls. And then he turns to the crowd. The crowd organically
yeah.
is just doing the yes chant. Like, that gives me chills right now.
Uh-huh.
Here, I'm doing the rock thing.
yeah,
right?
they've got that
Ooh.
angle like looking up from below him, and
Oh.
he's just fucking then
Just-
starts doing. Yeah, man, awesome. Another spot too for me was that where even like the comedy moment where Matt Jackson grabs the thing and he's like, hey. He's like, stop this! You gotta pay $200,000 every time this pays. He's like, what are you doing? Loved it.
Yeah, the whole
Loved
music, the music stuff was great into itself, right? So Darby's music starts and then it doesn't stop, kind of like a signature.
Yeah, because they're like,
But
and
then-
now, and then there's like, whoop, nope, fucking
Yeah.
fight. Yeah.
But then the Young Bucks, the EVPs, are like, play our music, and it's
Shit.
you
Yeah,
know.
it sucks.
And then Danielson goes, play the best. He's like, turn that shit off and play the best song. And I thought it was gonna be his, and then it's Final Countdown.
Yeah, I
like
know.
the reveal of it being Final Countdown was even better, right?
Yeah. Fuck your mama
all
two
over
times here floats. This might be better than the first Stadium Stampede. I mean, it's up there. It's up there.
Here's
Two
here's a
different things.
criticism.
One was way more comedy based, right? One was a
Mhm.
lot more comedy based.
And a moment in time, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people were struggling during that time period, like, and it was a left curveball, left turn,
Right.
whatever you want to say. Like, we had already seen this stuff, and then it got to this point, right? So for what it was, the originator done greater. I think it was good. Also, and here's my only criticism of the match. I saw
Of this
it
one,
online
of Anarchy in the Arena, or
of Anarchy in the Arena. It's the only criticism I saw where I was like, you know what? They're actually right. I don't remember who said it, so thank you to whoever said it. If you get caught on fire, I don't think you can come back.
yeah,
Right.
like coming and doing the thing. Yeah, right.
And then even tonight, at Dynamite, Jack
Don't you have
Perry,
burns and stuff?
yeah, he's just chucking and jiving like he's fucking fine. That was the only part where it's like,
I also like the idea of how they got him wet, right? To explain why he's wet, right? In the gel that they do for when they do these spots, right? But they took a long time to get there, and I think you could have just done it where, like, so he grabs Tony Khan and he's like, bitch. Tony Khan could have, like, tried to shove him off, and then he falls into a vat of water, and he gets up and he's like, you motherfucker. Right now he's even more pissed. Then we cut away for a hot second and come out, right? But maybe they took that long to set him up. I don't know. But that one I was like, he wouldn't be wet still that wet, right? Like, I'm like, I know what you did there, but he was still.
Yeah. Well, and again, hey, good, right? I don't want him to fucking try to chance it, right? We don't need him really on fire, so I'm totally fine with that. But my thought, again, if we're in kayfabe, is if you're caught on fire,
you need medical attention now. Yeah, like
you're not then just running out there and going,
certainly some Neosporin at least.
Yeah, you're not then just hitting Bryan Danielson with your finisher and then pinning him. By the way, let's talk about the other part of this. Darby Allin just held upside down, bleeding from the head for
5 minutes.
37 minutes.
I watched back, and it was like at least 5 minutes total that he was hanging upside down start to finish. This is another reason I love AEW. The fans at one point chant organically to help him. They're like, please help Darby. Please help Darby. Like, please.
And that's actually, you know what? And this is where Bryan Danielson does get even more kudos of maybe he is the best wrestler in the world.
Because
the final spot is trying.
He could have saved himself, but he tried to help Darby, and that got him whap. Yeah, great storytelling there. Even with all the spots, they managed to work in a lot of great storytelling moments there, right? Like with all of that. And the best out of all of it, though, might be Okada tonight. And shut up, bitches.
Oh, yes, that was great. But in tonight's segment, my favorite part. So Okada's been having a moment, a show every time he's on. In Anarchy in the Arena.
Good stuff.
In Anarchy in the Arena, my favorite moment from him is just the stupidity of, this is Rainmaker Avenue, bitches. And he had like a sign. The dirtiest thing in the world, just to be like proud of it.
I know, but like it was here, right?
Yeah, but Rainmaker, you know. But tonight, my favorite moment, that was great, right? The shut up, bitches. But my favorite was the Young Bucks get him a car.
Lamborghini.
And he's like, and he goes, is this a dream? And he cries, and then he goes, here you go. He didn't care. That was fucking great. I thought that was really, really done well.
Yeah. He really is selling the, like, my shit don't stink, I am better than you at every turn. And just his whole attitude and demeanor is perfect. So great.
So they celebrate their victory. Now let's transition to the second half of their promo tonight, and that's to address the TNT Championship situation. Yeah. So Adam Copeland defeats Malachi Black in a barbed wire cage match, which was really good. I thought it thoroughly fun and entertaining. Gangrel appears from underneath the ring. Honestly, they did a lot of crazy shit, just like Anarchy in the Arena. But the moment where I was like, God damn, was when the other two members of House of Black come down and they stand with Malachi, but then they stand with Adam. But then Brody King's fucking lariat on Adam Copeland, I thought legitimately gave him a concussion. Like that, the force, the power, and him just hitting his head on the ground, even if it is matted, I thought was like, Jesus Christ. But in this, Adam Copeland decides to land the dumbest way possible.
Right
just
on his
do
leg.
a dive. Yeah, just do a dive.
You've done this a million times, dog. Why did you come up lame here?
Why did you land on your feet? Why did you think that was the part you should do? But
on a table spot. Like, what did you think was going to happen here? Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, so he breaks a leg. Matt Jackson perfectly puts into your, hey, I think it was my fault because he was
that
in
one's
go
on
position.
me.
Yeah, that was on me. I told him to break a leg. And now he wishes him a speedy recovery, right? Here's where we get into some more fun. So then the EVPs go, well, with the TNT Championship, you know what we got to do? The guy that pinned the greatest wrestler of all time.
Give it to him, yeah.
Jack Perry. And here's again where that criticism I would tie back to. he's just walking around, sell something, right? Like, I can't get up on the corner because my leg hurts or something, right? Like, but whatever. So they're about to give him the TNT championship. Then Christopher Daniels.
Back in the building.
Look.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I get that the Young Bucks and him are like BFFs, but from just a viewer's perspective, I don't give a shit about Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, I think he's fine in a role. You're to copy WWE. The what's that guy's name over there?
Adam Pearce.
Yeah, Adam Pearce. Right. That role. You need a general manager while Tony Khan's out. You want him to say, Tony Khan has anointed me as his figurehead, right? I'm the guy.
Yeah.
But you don't need it in a reveal like this moment, right? Like, I feel like that could have been done backstage, and then he can be the foil to their plans, right? So you could have done that earlier, and then they're out there being like, so he's the champ, and he comes out and he's like, no, see, no, this is exactly the thing. No, right? And then they would have been like, what? And he would have been like, no, you can't, no, we got to run these things by Tony. And they were like, oh, fuck Tony, right? Like, and then they could have just been arguing over it or something. Yeah, it wasn't like shocking, like, oh my God, because again, we're going into the kayfabe world here. He's an old man, right?
Well, and he got fired, and I get it, right? Oh, that he's brought him back. You could have, again, if I have the pencil, which check out this Disney pencil. That's what I'm doing it with tonight. Nice. This is how I would have done it. I would have kicked off the show with Tony Khan. Hey, everyone, I'm healthy enough, but I still don't feel safe with the Elite running, amok backstage. So what I have done is I have reinstated Christopher Daniels. Shake hands. He will be acting in my spot for the interim time.
He's the fallen executive.
Yeah. While I recover from my mental anguish. Right. And then, like you said, then later on, Christopher Daniels.
I recover from, the post-traumatic stress disorder from fearing for my life from the brutal attack of Jack Perry.
Yes. Right.
Yes.
So Christopher Daniels then says, guess what we're going to do? Fuck that shit. Jack Perry isn't getting that title handed to him. We're doing a tournament. Okay. Then the Elite go, hey, fuck you. But you know what? Welcome back. Let's try to beat these we'll show you how much we love you being back.
Yeah.
And so
Christopher make your life hell.
Like, it's like, okay. And then the Acclaim come out.
Yeah, to help him for some reason. I know this one fell flat for me too. I don't know why.
Well,
the guys that just lost, they're, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
But here you go. Here's the easiest thing to do, in my opinion, is still for me a highlight must see is anytime the Acclaimed are walking to the ring. The raps from Max Caster still hit. Love them every time, right? I'm still not tired of the raps from Max Caster. He could have done a rap. Yeah. The Elite, you suck ass. Christopher Daniels, you're old, but we don't give a fuck about you. We're here to beat them up. Boom, right? Like, he does the rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rap it out.
Yeah.
Freestyle it. Fuck
just rap it, guy. Come on, just rap it.
Well, but like, then it gets it over. We get the funny one-liners where, like, MJF mentioned Vince McMahon.
Then they could have been like, cute. And they'd be like, why are you here anyway? And they would have been like, because fuck you, that's why.
Yeah. He could have made a dig at LeBron James because he may be leaving the Lakers or something. You know what I mean? Like, he could have got the crowd, but so they're standing there awkwardly. Neat. We move on. Swerve Strickland backstage.
So, but even going back to this, so like, okay, I'm to believe FTR, Bryan Danielson, and Darby Allin couldn't get the job done, but old Christopher Daniels, Billy Gunn, and the Acclaimed, these guys are going to save AEW.
Well, look, Billy Gunn is still way fucking bigger than all of these other people.
True.
Like, Billy Gunn could probably help out a lot here.
Yeah, but he's like 60, right? So, like, he'll also have a heart attack in one of these matches.
When you got that fun juice, you can live forever.
That blood pressure has got to be through the roof with that fun juice.
He's got the other stuff.
Blood pressure's got to be like 197 over fucking.
Yeah, but then you get the blood pressure medicine, and then you get the,
You drop that, and then you get dizzy when you stand up, and then everything's fine.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
I mean,
Side note, did you
Uh-huh.
see? And people still are telling me that this is going to happen and it's fucking not. Is Mike Tyson, who's
Mm.
boxing on Netflix in 2 months, had a
That's still going
medical
on.
emergency on a fucking plane. And people
No.
are still telling me, well, Mike Tyson's going to knock him out, right? You mean the guy
You
who
have a heart
can't
attack?
fly? Yeah, the guy who can't take a flight from LA to Phoenix? Like, get the fuck out. Anyhow, that's just, people still think, look, we'll get back on track, but one quick side quest. When you're in the prime of your life, 20, whatever he is, you have all the money to not worry about working day to day. And then you have BJ Flores and a great training camp to help you perfect your skills at boxing. You're going to be pretty fucking good at boxing. And by the way, it's not like the bright lights are going to fucking scare him. He's already beat Anderson Silva, Nick Diaz, and Tyron Woodley in
And
boxing
again,
matches.
and we're not talking about just some chump either. The guy's athletic, like he's strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's focused. Look, I know these guys showed up as like just dorky shithole kids, right?
Yeah.
But they've clearly been driven, right, their entire lives to get shit done, and they get shit done. And yeah,
Well,
he
and
looks
again,
like
when
he's
you,
going to be
when
ready.
you have all the money to then say, I'm good with, all that other stuff, I can just focus in on that. You're going to be fucking really good.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
I digress, as Taz says. Swerve Strickland then says, hey, I see all these people backstage. It's going to be a fun match.
Uh-huh.
Whoever wins, I got him at Forbidden Door, right? So then we get, I'm just going to say it. I love AEW with all my heart. It's surpassed ECW, I think, as far as my favorite all-time promotion. But this is the dumbest fucking match, logically speaking. You're telling me it's a gauntlet match, but it's not, because you told me, not you, Tim, but generally you,
Yeah.
AEW,
It could
that
end
if
before all people come through.
Switchblade pins Hawk here, that's it.
Yeah.
So if I'm number 3 and Jay White beat
Yeah.
Hawk,
I just wouldn't call it a gauntlet, because I don't even hate the idea of saying it's sort of the reverse Royal Rumble, where you want to have an earlier number because a new person comes in every 1.5 minutes, whatever it is, but it's first pinfall. So if your number doesn't get pulled before the pinfall happens, tough shit, right? So you better hope for an earlier number and hope those motherfuckers don't get done, right? But I would make it quick timing, right? Like I'm talking Royal Rumble numbers like 1.5 minutes, where the match isn't gonna end in those first couple. You know what I mean?
then yes, I would. Yes, if you make those tweaks, but still, because you know what you could do? Oh my God, guys, spoiler alert, Will Ospreay wins this match, right? But let's just go, oh my God, guys, spoiler alert, John Cena was number
What's
42.
next? Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what?
No, it's probably an idea I wouldn't have ran with. It kind of feels like, what did we say TNA had the sit in the chair match, right? Yeah, they had that reverse.
Well, the
medal
reverse thing where
Yeah.
they were outside and they had to get inside
They had to
to
get
then
in,
hang
and
the
then you had
title.
to get out. Yeah, throw them out.
And there's timeouts that you were put in like a 4-year-old or something. Yeah. And anyhow, we had some fun here. We get the reveal. I tell you what,
Well, I
Will
do like
Ospreay,
Breezy does point out like the diversity of the wrestlers that they put into it. I like that idea, right? Like I like that, like we got exposed to a bunch of folks and I'm like, oh shit, right? Like here's some like, cause it's Forbidden Door time, right? I wouldn't like that. I'd say any other time, right? When we're gearing up for Forbidden Door, all right, the doors are open, right? So we're going to get some of these matches and I was fine with that here. Maybe not main event, right? But yeah.
well, I'm being an asshole.
Yeah, well, what's new?
You can't tell me it's diverse and have one black dude.
Well, yeah.
That was a lot of white
Yeah,
guys.
by diverse, we mean Japanese and Mexican.
Like, it was all white dudes, one Mexican
This is
guy, one
American diverse,
Japanese guy.
goddammit.
Yeah. Cesaro actually grew up in Switzerland.
We call that Texas diversity around here.
Exactly, like,
Damn.
you know what I mean? Like, and
All right.
I have to have hate in my heart, right? I am a Stokely Hathaway. I'm a hater, right? My hate for the longest time, and longtime listeners will know this, was the Young Bucks. But I got to eat crow. They're
I know.
fucking very, very good. I like them. They're still not the best tag team, but they're very, very good.
So
I
unblock
respect
him.
them.
Unblock
Yeah,
Tom.
please. Yeah, unblock me. God damn it. But I think my new hate, just every time I've seen him, is Leo Rush. I hate that little fucker. I hate him. He's
I thought this was
unearned
a good
arrogance.
spot. I thought it was a good
Fuck
spot.
him.
I thought it was a
I
good
hate
spot.
that guy. I hate him. I hate him. When he came out, I was like, I hope fucking Cesaro or excuse me, Claudio fucking clotheslines his dick off.
Fuck your mama 2 times out here. It's expanding upon the international diversity that was in this match. He says Switchblade is a Kiwi. Ospreay barely speaks tangible English.
Okay, if they're all trying to get a taxi, guess what? They're white. Okay, that's the barometer of diversity. Have them try to get a taxi in New York and see the fucking black guy get taxis just driving right past him, and see Claudio getting every fucking taxi he wants. So
yeah, but fine. Again, I thought match fine. I don't know that I would say winner gets title shot at Forbidden Door for that title. International title seems smarter for that. But then you wouldn't have put Will Ospreay in there, and he would have been the prize, right?
Yeah. And so, by the way, quick side note, and then I'll give my thoughts on this match. That barometer that I described actually came from Barack Obama, because they're like, you're half black and half white. What do you think you are? And he's like, well, if I go try to call a taxi, they're going to say I'm black.
Right,
He was the one that came up with that. Anyhow, back to this. I'm never a fan of I have a championship and now I win a title shot for another championship.
Mm-hmm.
Because then why do you have this one and then breaking kayfabe? I know you ain't going to get 2. You know what I mean? Like, so
maybe.
Well, that's what brings up one thought. Is Ospreay's first loss before Forbidden Door, and is it to Daniel Garcia? Daniel Garcia called him out earlier in the night and said, I want that championship. Ospreay's already saying, like, I guess I want the world championship. So
yeah, Ospreay is so on fire. He is.
Oh,
he's so over.
Yeah.
But man, it also wouldn't be a great look to end Swerve so quickly. And so Ospreay's first loss could come to a world champion, and that's, you know what I mean, highly believable. But yeah, I don't think then Garcia's, also taking the international title. So my initial gut says Ospreay loses a very close match, right? Maybe even Swerve does something a little heelish, right? Maybe we get a little dark, and we're like, wait a minute, are you a face?
Or yes. However, no, because what if it's Roderick Strong?
Use that tomorrow at work. Yes. However,
if it's Roderick Strong and the Undisputed Kingdom cost him the match with Swerve Strickland, because then you're building up the Undisputed Kingdom. Adam Cole, who then gets kicked to the curb by MJF. Can then say, fuck this guy, you ain't taking championships from my group.
Roddy should do the I'm taking over, like a la what Triple H did with DX, right? Like, Adam Cole, you can't even be here for 2 seconds. You keep getting injured. You suck, right? Like, I'm the king of the Undisputed Kingdom now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, next strong.
Because what you could do there is, I still think we're doing round 2 Swerve versus Ospreay at the London show, right? I think that's just a lot. So what you could do, Roderick Strong cost him the match at Forbidden Door. AEW main event, special main event, right? You do a triple threat with Daniel Garcia, Ospreay, Roderick Strong. Daniel Garcia can pin Roderick Strong. Ospreay loses his championship, but he never gets actually pinned. And then he can go back after Swerve and say, hey, motherfucker. And then, that's how we do it. That's what
I like it. I like it. Hire Tom.
God damn it. Yes. I swear to God, though, if I'm a Dinosaur comes out, you're going to have to put me in a padded room. I'm just going to be young.
It's going to happen the first time I hear Christian say, well, you think You always walk around pretending you're a dinosaur. You're a man, right? Like if I hear that, I'm gonna be like, God damn it, no! I'm gonna start writing a cease and desist letter, right? Contact a lawyer. Like, listen,
I'm gonna melt. I'm gonna melt if that actually happens. Oh my God, that would be the best. But that was Dynamite, and also a little bit of Double or Nothing. Tim, what did we miss anything from Double or Nothing?
Man,
We got Tony Storm.
God, Tony Storm.
And Serena Deeb had a hell of a match. I thought that match was very good.
Yeah, beat the shit out of each other. Yeah, what else happened in there? I'm trying to think of all the matches that happened. I mean, I feel like we covered everything. I feel like they had a good fallout from everything.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll just pull it up real quick here. Yeah, Tony Storm, and then Tony Storm reading that sensual recap of her match with Serena Deeb. God, I hate these press
conferences. And Tony Khan
right?
trying to not laugh the whole time.
Yeah, I do not like these press conferences. I think they're weird. It's pseudo real, pseudo fake. But if you just have Tony Storm, I'll watch it every single time. Like, she is the best.
Yeah, story time with Tony Storm
is the best.
You could have a YouTube channel on that. She's great.
Well, we talked about Jay White and Pac, but the Bang Bang Gang did defeat Death Triangle because now we have the Caveman. What's his ass? Juice Robinson now, right? So that's fun. What do you think about Juice? You happy to see him?
Yeah, man. Juice is the most entertaining part of that entire group.
Yes. Like when they do the 360 shot and he's like,
he's so nuts. Yeah, he's so good. Yeah. Look,
you know who's the worst?
He's with Tony Storm, right? I mean, they're both just out of their mind creative to some extent. They just don't stop. Every time we see them, we're like, God damn, they're doing something crazy. It's great.
Yeah, he's the best in that group. Austin Gunn is the worst, just the worst. Anyone that has a tattoo of John Wayne on purpose can just fuck off.
Yeah, especially under the age of 60. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, was he your hero?
What?
Was he your hero because your dad was on the road wrestling? Is that it?
Like, what were you watching to catch? You're watching fucking John Wayne.
And you didn't get it like...
Wayne?
Well, and you also didn't get it like covered up because, well, you didn't get it covered up because we found out about John Wayne maybe being a racist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But that's it. Like, yeah, we're just trying to be a rapper. Like, how do you try to rap knowing you've got John Wayne's face tattooed on your body?
No,
it sounds weird. It's a weird choice.
And then the other one, Colt or whatever, has a fucking armpit one. Because that's neat. I still
you really want to fight that guy. Yeah,
I do. God, I want to fight him.
I remember the look in your eyes when you were like, he fucking tried to come up and act like he was gonna. I'll fuck him up. You were just so like you couldn't even talk. You were so mad.
I was so offended because I did nothing. Look, there is a lot of things in my life that I deserve to get my ass kicked for, and some of them I actually have got my ass kicked. Right, like I've lost a lot of street fights. But this one, I was just standing there. Yeah. I did nothing.
I was just watching a wrestling show.
Yeah, it was the one time I actually did nothing, and this motherfucker yells at me.
Your energy, man. That was it. It was just the energy. He knew what was up.
Well, you know whose energy is we love over here. It's the god of this shit.
God damn.
Nick Gage.
Fucking Nick Gage. All right.
If he would have started a cult that night, I would have been the first member.
You fucking chest bumped him, and then you did the chest bump too, where like you left your hands out, right?
Oh, ready to
go. Right, like you're like you can come back for more. Loved it. God damn.
Oh, that was the best.
Fucking goddamn. Where were we? That was, what was that? Chicago, wasn't it? God
yeah,
damn.
Chicago before All Out 2022.
Of all the places to run into Nick Gage, Chicago is the place too. Good Lord.
Yes. By the way, programming note, because again, they kind of messed it up. Rampage on Friday night. Not at its regular scheduled time, like afternoon. So mark your calendars, DVR, all the fun stuff. If you're wanting to watch it, And last point I was going to make, now we have so many stories, right? Tony Storm, Swerve Strickland, Ospreay, MJF, Adam Cole, all this
So
shit,
many.
right? This is where I would honestly, if I could, like talk to them if they are watching. You can't be fucking around then with blow off matches on Rampage. Like, you've got to use every show to progress something. You can't just have Roosh versus, you know what I mean?
Breezy saying, do you guys cover Rampage? You know, Tom will usually be live on the threads, all_elite_ wrap up. We don't necessarily chronologically break it down on this show. You know what I mean? Demand starts coming up. We start getting, you know what I mean? We might have to make some extra shows, Tom.
Well, yes, but also like we will cover it if it's noteworthy, right? Like,
oh, of course, yeah.
By the way, we covered the first one. If you recall, that's when CM Punk debuted. We'll talk about
Rampage. And as we said, Breezy, if you want us to talk about it, you send us an email, aewrapup@gmail.com. You talk about it. We'll put it on here and then we'll respond. You know what I mean?
And again, I also talk Collision, although Saturday I won't be, unfortunately. So if you
Tom does have a life outside, so once in a while. But yeah, maybe I can. Yeah, let's plan it out. Maybe we'll see what's happening.
Dude, I'm going tacos, tequila.
But there are also I forgot about that. There's also a wide variety of folks on threads that follow us, talk to us. You can follow them, talk to them too in our absence. They're great. Some of them have podcasts that you should listen to after you listen to ours. And of course, after you like and subscribe and tell your friends and share with your parents. Maybe not them, but whoever you think would. What's up?
Well, where are you gonna be at before we end this podcast? He says, I'll be there. You gonna be at Tacos Tequila, Kansas City?
Yeah, well, yeah, we need an answer on that, because if that's the case, I'm buying a ticket. If Bucket Mama says I'm showing them there.
Well, I'm gonna be in a weird state of mind, so you better just.
Yeah, he says no. Yeah, he's like, okay. He's like, yeah, you won't be meeting live stream Tom.
Yeah, you'll be meeting some motherfucker off in places. Woo, it'll be
meeting Jetstream Tom.
Yeah, you'll be
meeting you there. So yeah,
you'll be meeting Tony Khan Tom. If you know what I'm saying.
There we go. I like that idea. All the links you might need to find us are at allelitewrapup.com. You can subscribe there as well. It is also free, and that's when you'll get a link or a little email once in a while saying, hey, we're going to go live tonight, because sometimes it's Thursdays. Most of the times it's Thursdays, going to be honest. Once in a while we do this right after Dynamite on Wednesday nights, but most of the times it's Thursday. But you can always play it back on the YouTube or check out the podcast, right, if you just want to listen and don't want to look at our ugly faces. But until next week, Tom, I guess that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, speaking of ugly faces, there goes yours.
Look at that. Look, I got all blurry. So now the camera's like in this fucking show already. So I will oblige.
Time.